How much does it cost to live in Vietnam? It's probably why you clicked on this video. This is a deep question based on your preferences, lifestyle, and location choices. If you ask Vietnamese, they'll tell you a different answer than foreigners traveling here. And if you ask expats living here, they'll give you an entirely different answer. Consider me a sort of middle ground. Hello everyone, my name is Hurley, or as the Vietnamese know me, Phuc Map. I'm a foreigner living in Vietnam for the past 8 years. And as a foreigner living here, speaking Vietnamese, living with a Vietnamese family, and being someone that tries to live below my means, hopefully I can give you guys a fair assessment on the prices. Các bạn ơi, Phuc Map đây. Video ngày hôm nay là một video để báo cho người nước ngoài giá tiền của cuộc sống ở Việt Nam. Nhưng mà nếu các bạn là người Việt, hãy nhớ bình luận ở dưới cho Phúc biết ý kiến của các bạn. Bắt đầu nào! In today's video, we're going to cover insurance, rent, transportation, food, and various expenses. Let's start with the first one. The first topic I'm going to talk about in today's video is insurance. Why? Because personally, I've had multiple injuries during my time in Vietnam, which attributed to thousands of dollars worth of MRIs and physical therapy. Luckily, at those times, I had insurance to help me cover the costs. And this leads me to the company that I've partnered with for today's video, Safety Wing. Safety Wing has what's called Nomad Insurance, which is built specifically for nomads by nomads. If you're already traveling, no big deal. You can purchase it in 180 countries while you're traveling. And it's rather flexible. It works like a subscription and offers multiple services for different sorts of nomads, travelers, and remote workers. Nhưng mà bảo hiểm này không chỉ là bảo hiểm đối với người nước ngoài mà còn người Việt Nam có thể đăng ký trong khi đi du lịch ở nước ngoài. They also deal with travel-related issues, includes coverage for travel delay, lost checked luggage, emergency response, as well as personal liability. And don't forget, COVID-19 coverage is included. It also covers quarantine outside your home country of $50 a day for up to 10 days. So don't come to Vietnam without getting insurance first. I'll put a link down in the description of this video for you to find out more. Before getting into the actual expenses, I want to give you guys a breakdown of the money here, otherwise known as the Vietnam Dong. Being an obese person for most of my life, I try to avoid talking about pounds when I can, so sorry British friends, we're going to stick to the US dollar on this one. A lot of transactions in Vietnam will happen very quickly and have varying prices, such as bargaining in the market. Therefore, you need to be quick on your feet and calculate very quickly in your head. Let me give you the system that I've always used. 20,000 Vietnam Dong equals $1. Before you say anything in the comments about the actual exchange rate, hear me out. When I moved here, it was around 21,000 to $1. Therefore, if I looked at every dollar as 20,000, not only could I calculate it faster, but I was also spending less than I thought I was. So 8 years later, I'm still using the same system. This section is where personal preference really starts to come into play. A lot of people will recommend different districts for different reasons, but that could be its own series due to the fact that there are a total of 24 districts in this city, 19 central districts, and 5 suburban districts. For this video, instead, I'm going to simply tell you, you can live in a comfortable room for $4 million a month. I've done it. I don't cook at home in Vietnam, so most of the time I didn't have a kitchen in my place. On the other hand, I have friends that have a 2-bedroom high-rise apartment for $26 million a month, and other friends who lived in hostels for many months in a group room for $2 million a month. It's really up to you. I understand that most people coming here will not know any Vietnamese, but here's my recommendation. Join some Facebook groups that connect Vietnamese people and expats. Hire a Vietnamese person to help you out for a few days. Look for Phòng cho thuê and go off of that. My last recommendation on this topic is forget about what district you want to live in and figure out where you're going to work. The first year I lived here, I already had an apartment in the north of the city when I got hired at a job in the south of the city. I spent over an hour a day just driving during rush hour. Now, I basically live around the corner from my job and I couldn't be happier. I don't stress about driving or traffic anymore. And speaking of driving and traffic, that leads us to our next section. Vietnam is famous for having crazy traffic and driving conditions. When it comes to getting around though, you have a few options. You can rent a motorbike, ride a bicycle, book a motorbike or regular taxi, take the city bus, or even walk. As intimidating as it may seem from the outside, you get used to it fairly quickly. For the first year, I rented a motorbike for $1 million a month. This was a great choice because whenever it broke down, and it did break down, they would literally send someone out to get it or fix it. If you want to buy your own, I recommend starting with an automatic in order to focus on traffic more. You can get a used one for about $5 million or invest in a newer model for $20 million plus. Gas is more expensive these days, but it costs about $80,000 to fill up the tank for a week. I actually sold my motorbike 2 years ago to start riding a bicycle.
Hello. Đúng rồi.
Almost everything in the city is close enough that you don't need a motorbike per se. If I don't want to be a bit sweaty for a meeting or a video shoot, I'll just book a motorbike taxi.
Đây là một vị khách nước ngoài đầu tiên mà Nam được trò chuyện nhiều như thế, mà bởi vì bạn này nói tiếng Việt Nam rất giỏi, quá giỏi và quá dễ thương.
Các hai người nước ngoài đầu tiên mà thử thách với Nam hả? Trời đất ơi, what an honor mọi người ơi.
A lot of foreigners I know never actually ride a motorbike here. That's because you can book a motorbike taxi through Grab, Gojek, Beeline for $20,000 to $60,000, and you can go to almost any place in the city for that price. The city bus is also ridiculously cheap, but I've never actually used it. Food. Everyone loves it, everywhere has it, but the prices are not always the same. This is another section that really deals with your personal preference. For the first 2 years that I lived here, I almost always ate local food. Local food is cheap, delicious, and abundant. There are a ton of different dishes to experience in Vietnamese cuisine, and it will take you a while to try them all. A basic bánh mì is $20,000. A basic bowl of pho is $40,000. And if you want the higher end versions of those dishes, you're looking at $40,000 for the bánh mì and $90,000 for the pho. For example, I've always lived close to one of the most famous pho spots in Saigon, and for me to get a large bowl with every cut of meat and 2 eggs is around $90,000. When you look at how much food I'm getting at a clean, reputable spot, it's justified. As far as Western food goes, Saigon is one of the best cities in the country when it comes to choice. Just about any dish you're looking for can be found in the city, and the prices are reasonable in comparison to buying it in the US. A good burger or pizza will run you around $200,000. And it is good to switch it up every once in a while, but for me, I'm a fan of Vietnamese cuisine. I've been eating it for 8 years straight, and I still eat it every week. Let's talk about the phones for a minute. This will shock some people, but for my phone bill, I pay about $150,000 a month for data and calls. The 3G is fairly reliable, and it covers all of my basic needs. Earlier in the video, I discussed insurance. Now let's talk about healthcare. There is a stark difference in healthcare prices depending on which hospital you go to, but still reasonable when compared to the prices in the US. Me? I've had MRIs done for $5 million at the nicest hospital, while at the same time I've had other MRIs done for $2 million at a local hospital. The difference is having someone explain it in English and maybe better equipment as well, but you get the point. For the most part, if you have any minor illness, you can go to an average hospital, see the doctor, their English is usually okay, and you can get some meds for around $700,000. Not bad if you ask me. My favorite gyms in the city are Saigon Sports Club and Trigger Boxing. These represent the highest quality of gyms you're going to find here. And although they do mainly focus on martial arts, they do have weights and CrossFit as well. They will run you a little over $2 million a month. But I've also worked out on the other side of the spectrum at the very local gyms with the no AC, no shirt, no shoes kind of policy, and those are about $300,000 a month. There are plenty of gyms to choose from, but the main selling point for most of the big franchises, that is to get you to sign a long-term contract, sometimes over 3 years long. My advice is, do not let them sit you down and do a health evaluation first. Tell them straight up, I want the price for 1 month, 3 months, and 1 year. If they stall or refuse, just walk out. I've wasted so much time simply trying to get the price, and these trainers, if they want to call them trainers, focusing on, oh, well, what are your health goals? To not be fat, dude. What's the price of your gym? Overall, Vietnam is a fairly cheap place to live if you're conscious about where your money goes. If you go out and drink every night, especially imported beer and liquor at bars, well, your money won't go as far. If you only eat Western food, your money won't go as far. But if you live like the locals and enjoy what the locals enjoy, you'll find Vietnam to be a very comfortable place to call home. I hope everyone enjoyed the video. If there's anything else that you want to ask about, make sure you comment down below. I make videos about life in Vietnam, the language, the food, and the culture. If you're interested in all things Vietnam, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We'll see you here next time on Phúc Mập Vlog. Hẹn gặp lại and chúc mừng năm mới!
Shaking.